Hi friends, I'm Meliora. Welcome to my channel. We are doing a haul. This is a first... No, this is not. This is not my first full haul. Anyway. This is the haul. This is a fragrance haul, and I'm gonna start from announcing a Gardenia war in my olfactory life and therefore on my channel. I've started accumulating way too many Gardenia scents that would be advisable, and another addition to my collection came as a humanitarian help gift from my subscriber, that is Chanel Gardenia. She gave me like a very generous 8 ml of Chanel Gardenia because I already have it here. This is one of those kind of crystal green scents that Chanel is not very typical for the old school Chanel, so it kind of more represents a newer approach of Chanel toward perfumery. And I think to the same degree the Chance by Chanel and a lot of other fresher formulations that they're trying to break away from their number 5 cocoa type of cohorts. And as far as I know, Chanel Gardenia is a fairly successful perfume commercial wise. However, the moment that I smelled it, I'm very grateful that I got it. I will wear it down to the very last drop, no doubt about that. I love Gardenia and can't stand tuberose, mostly because it gives me headache. So for me to find Gardenia scents that are divorced from tuberose is not as easy as some may think. Very often Gardenia scents come wrapped in tuberose, so much so that at that point it's not clear, is it a tuberose centric scent or Gardenia centric scent. The Chanel Gardenia stays steer clear of tuberose. It's in the scape of Gardenia type of perfumes, it's greener, it's indeed lighter, it's a little bit fresher. But it brings me to the second bottle that I already have in my collection, which is a sweeter type of Gardenia that costs nothing, and it's actually very decently packaged if you look at that. I do appreciate this one. This is Elizabeth Taylor, an unlikely hero in my collection because I tend not to like Elizabeth Taylor perfumes. This is a sweet Gardenia. It is simple. It is fairly straightforward and a little bit sugary synthetic, but it's not bad. You know, like it's a very decent Gardenia scent to wear. And when I compare it with Chanel, you definitely can feel the difference in the make, in the complexity of the blend, but I don't find them to be like, what's the difference in the price? 1,000 times? No, not 1,000 times, 100 times, 10 times, but I don't find the difference in the smell to be of the same magnitude. Moreover, I have one of my favorite watercolory type of Gardenia scents is Gardenia Pétale by Van Cleef & Arpels. I have it here, is even better in my view, watercolor Gardenia, and more believable. So this type of Gardenia is more softly spicy, a little bit more aromatic in the sense that it kind of moves in the space. And I find it to be even more sophisticated than Chanel Gardenia, that is fairly new to me. I'll keep wearing the Chanel and compare it with others, and probably if you wish to, if you leave a comment and ask me to, I might make a rundown and ranking of all my Gardenia scents one day. We'll see, we'll see. I'm not sure Chanel is gonna come out on top. So far, not convinced at all. The next are the 2 fragrances that I got in addition to the 2 that I already hold of Molinard. They are like essences line that is like one note wrapped in a bouquet of others, and I found some very affordable testers on fragrancebuy.canada, so I got myself 2 more. This one I actually got, it was already pre-used. This is Jasmine by Molinard, and I got it from eBay. I was a little bit concerned if it got a little bit bad because it had some of those notorious indolic whiffs that jasmine can have in the wild. Okay, I'm basically trying to dance around the note of shit because white flowers do have a lot of indoles that are also prevalent in feces. So this is the kind of jasmine that definitely goes there. Luckily less so on my skin than on the blotter or just straight out of the bottle. And at this point I'm still left wondering, is that the fragrance got a little bit more, I don't know, I don't want to say spoiled, but kind of like something interacted with something due to like long use, maybe exposure to sun. I don't know. Let me know if you have Jasmine by Molinard, if you smell indoles in there, because I'm a little bit conflicted. I do love this jasmine. This is finally a jasmine I would love to wear that is a little bit deeper, a little bit more sweet, a little bit more substantial, because I already found my light and kind of like floating high frequency jasmine, and that is Half Moon by Atelier Blouin, or alternatively Jasmine at Cigarettes from État Libre d'Orange, but that one is even more austere. But when it comes to carnal jasmine, the jasmine that kind of gives you that richness and lushness, I wasn't really be able to find it so far, and this is the first one when I'm hopeful. But man, every time I open the bottle, I just get very paranoid, like, do people smell that on me? Or what I smell on me? This is like not exactly the kind of accord I would like to surround my body. So I don't know. I honestly don't know what to tell you. I will be waiting for your comments. Maybe some of you have tried it or have it, and you let me know if you get the same effect on the skin versus the smell from the bottle. The second one that I bought was Rose. I'm trying to get better acquainted with Rose after a many years of break, and I think talked about it in my Salvador Dali review, that I had a horrible streak when I hated Rose, just hated Rose and perfumes, which severely limited the selection of perfumes I could wear. I'm slowly trying to introduce all kinds of Rose into my collection, and the one that is for me is the hardest to make peace with is Turkish Rose / Bulgarian Rose Oil. Man, I hate it with passion, that kind of oily, sour rose scent. I think it's some kind of PTSD from my childhood, I don't know. And this is an epitome of Bulgarian rose oil. So the Molinard very faithfully portrayed those really rich, dark red, you know, like these typical roses that are sold everywhere, from like $1 to, you know, the ones that are grown in Holland. They can cost easily, what is it, like 15-20 bucks per one flower. So it does give me this very typical Turkish rose / Bulgarian rose oil kind of effect, and I'm yet to develop tolerance for it. I'm not ready. So this, unfortunately, straight out of the box, will probably go on my eBay, Mercari, and Facebook page store, because I can't see myself trying much longer. A few testers, I'm sure none of you are surprised at this point that no haul can go without me buying just a few, or not so few bottles from Histoires de Parfums. So I got myself 3 testers from their newer line, which is called Not a Blue Bottle. So that is a very different olfactory concept from the Portraits line that has years on it, and the one that I love and I kind of somehow subconsciously started collecting. So this is very different, and I was kind of avoiding it because I'm not the biggest fan of futuristic unapologetically synthetic scents. But I thought, if I am to try some olfactory, contemporary, plasticky futurism, let it be from my favorite brand. Shall we? Shall we start? The first one is 1.5. We're gonna go in like the decrease of numbers. 1.5, not a blue bottle. To me, this is one of those molecule number one kind of amber sun and not much more than that kind of scents. I'm sure it has a little bit more to that. I do feel certain kind of either black pepper or gunpowder type of spiciness, very subtle. But this is definitely one of those molecule number 1, 2, 3, or actually number 1, because I think it's heavy on amber sun, or Juliet Has a Gun, Not a Perfume type of scents. There's not much to it. It's definitely a monochord. It's just like, it gives you this soft, fuzzy whiff, and it just slowly dissipates. But I'm happy to say that I still keep catching a whiff of it every once in a while from my clothing. So on my skin, I immediately lose sensitivity to it. I can't smell it at all. Maybe other people can, I can't. But on the clothing, this type of perfume actually does show up, and it's a very pleasant scent. I think this kind of perfumes are good for the times when you need deep focus, when you really need to take yourself out of yourself. You need zero distractions, because doing anything truly difficult or new to us requires extraordinary amount of focus and energy, and it's almost too easy to distract yourself with a smell, with uncomfortable or stuffy clothing and things like that. So I find that this is very appropriate for people who have to be around other people all the time, or need uninterrupted 3-4 hours of focus, but they are just perfume wearers, right? Like, you want to wear a perfume, but you don't want to smell your perfume, because you really need to dedicate 100% of your consciousness, of your brain power to a particular task. I think this is also could work beautifully for all the people who are caretakers, if you're allowed to wear a perfume. First of all, this is a synthetic composition that has a minimal number of potential allergens, and that's what's beautiful and really valuable about contemporary synthetic futuristic compositions. They are very clean, not in terms of smell, but in terms of composition. There's a very minimal chance that they can cause any kind of irritation or even any kind of unpleasantness in the in olfactory experience of yourself and others. And they still create this kind of comforting, soothing atmosphere without being noticeable. For that, not a blue bottle 1.5 is a decent addition to my collection, because I'm gonna confess I don't have a single perfume like that. I don't have Juliet Has a Gun, Not a Perfume. I don't have any molecule perfumes. I don't have any of those. And I think that again, a collector in me is happy that I got myself yet another half book from Histoires de Parfums. And I think this is gonna just close the story for me of, contemporary IKEA smell type of perfumes. The next one that we're gonna talk about, these are the other two I'm gonna show you are quite something. Okay, this is 1.3 and this is 1.4. I love it. It's like Lego bottles. So 1.4. Ooh. Again, unapologetically synthetic, but not flat. One thing I will give these perfumes, they're not flat. They have opening, the middle, and the ending. They change through time. Maybe not the white one, but like these two definitely. And the 1.2, well, 1.4 and 1.3, man, they're strong. It's like, for me personally, it's almost an assault on my senses at first, and I need to kind of like distance myself for a little bit and then smell them again. I must say The 1.4, not a blue bottle, the one with like the blue with the white drops, I guess. This one is a fresher, zestier version of Frédéric Malle Musc Ravageur. I kid you not, it has the same heart and the ending. This kind of sweet, boiled, very I wouldn't say decadent, but kind of like hedonistic type of musk. But the fact that it's hiding behind a rather piercing, woody kind of note, it's a little bit off-putting to me personally, but in the same way, that's what makes it interesting. If it wasn't there, it would be almost a clone of Frédéric Malle Musc Ravageur. And luckily for us, the Histoires de Parfums are way more affordable than Frédéric Malle. I did have a decant of Musc Ravageur by Frédéric Malle. I enjoyed it. It was not the easiest one to wear. And I find that this one, to me, kind of, again, closes that chapter. I was considering buying another decant of Frédéric Malle, and now I don't really need to. I think I get what I need in terms of that kind of boiled, sweet musk effect here. The question is, will I be able to get used to the piercing, refreshing, kind of woody note that the 1.4 opens with? We'll see. 1.3, the one with a kind of rainbow circle in a way. Whoa! Gosh. This is a harder one for me, for sure. This is a contemporary take on green patchouli zesty notes. Like anything you can think of green and zesty, combine it all together and you will get 1.3. It's very bright. The musk here reminds me of the musks that you can find in Juliet Has a Gun, like Romantina maybe, Lady Vengeance, that kind of synthetic grabby patchouli note that just holds on to your skin and just doesn't go anywhere for hours. That's what 1.3 is to me. There's more to it, undoubtedly, but it's a bit much. Just right now, I'm just gonna confess, I wore it once and I was waiting for it to die down. Not dry down, just to die down. I was just like, please stop, just stop. I love the brand, you know, like it's such a painful experience. Let me know if you ever had that, when you pledge your allegiance to a perfume house or a brand and then you finally meet your nemesis from them, something that you just can't stand. And it's not like the worst type of perfume that I could have gotten from them. It can be worse. They could disappoint me or, like, let's say, upset me more. But it's already like bad enough because I felt like I had to like everything they create. I almost had a resolve to like everything Histoires de Parfums creates. And this is just crushing that utopian view for me to pieces. I'll keep trying. The 0.3, I'll keep trying, but again, if you like Lady Vengeance by Juliet Has a Gun, this might be something interesting. If you like Tiziano Terenzi musks, if you like Juliet Has a Gun musks, the 1.3 Not a Blue Bottle could be a really cool, affordable, kind of punchy niche addition to your collection. Luckily also very cheap right now on fragrancebuy.canada. The other perfume was also kind of like just an emotional purchase for me. I just added it to get free shipping and I don't know why. I heard some good things about it. This is L'Envol de Cartier Eau de Parfum. I remember that I smelled it once in a duty-free somewhere on the way from A to B, I don't remember. And I thought, oh, that's a really unisex kind of a perfume. That doesn't seem like that typical cliche masculine scent. I don't know, maybe I was smelling it after something else, because now that I got it in my hand, I don't find anything unique or unisex about it. To me, this is one of those cliche masculine scents. Somewhat leathery, somewhat ozonic, somewhat spicy, just very straight, you know, straight cut without any kind of imagination. So yeah, L'Envol de Cartier, I have here like a travel spray, 15 milliliters, which I'm glad that they made it into a special shape that kind of represents the design of the bottle, but I can't really see myself wearing that, so I'll probably be trying to give it away, or like putting it on my Mercari, eBay, or Facebook shop page. And the last one is a belated gift for my birthday, from me to me. Mind you, my birthday was over 2 months ago, so maybe I should slow down with buying myself gifts at this point, but you know, it is what it is. I got myself a full bottle of, it's my first bottle of Atkinsons, another iconic British brand, and I got myself my Fair Lily. I've been on a hunt for the most realistic, deep, indulgent lily scent. Whoops. And Atkinsons was revered as a very well balanced, not too clean, not too indolic, like a very thoughtful approach to a white lily. I must say, I still find it a bit too scrubbed to be realistic for white lilies. White lilies, and I love the scent. So basically, some you know, like everybody has their kind of secret dark love for an unbearable white floral. Somebody likes jasmine, some people like tuberose. My personal guilty pleasure is white lilies. I love them. Fresh, not so fresh, decaying, rotting. I love white lilies in almost all their facets. But this one is, I would give it, this is like a very, again, it's a very British blend in the sense that it's breathing, very scrubbed up, cleaned up, bleached to the most pristine cleanliness as it could be, floral with lily at its heart. But it doesn't really have the depth that I'm looking for. And the more and more I try lily scents, the more I arrive at the conclusion that it's probably, at this point for me, it is between Tom Ford lily and Frederic Malle. The Labo lily is not bad, but it's more tuberose than a lily. So my Fair Lily by Atkinsons, I'm happy that I got it. I do enjoy the bottle. I find that this kind of like whiskey style packaging, I mean, it's definitely on point. It's just not my personal favorite. And yet I don't really have a lot of critical comments about the packaging. The glass is heavy. The lid is pretty heavy and seems like it's metal with very fine detail of 3D engraving. So, you know, it's good. I'll give it good. It's just probably just not exactly my aesthetics. I like the White Lily by Atkinsons, but is it the best white lily scent? I don't know. If I had to come up with some kind of rival for the kind of day appropriate morning type of white lily, something light, elegant, I would probably pin it against Cartier Bizet-Volée. That one is probably even more piercing and green, but that would be an interesting comparison actually to make, because I don't have it straight off memory. I would need to like wear them both. So I'm happy, but I don't know. I'm gonna have mixed feelings because this was not cheap, and I hoped it would be like a passionate love from first sight, and I merely like it. Alright, that was it. I hope you enjoyed this not so little haul. Let me know what you thought. Do you have any of these perfumes? Any thoughts on the little diversions and rants during the course of the video? Please let me know in the comments below. I'll be waiting for your feedback. I absolutely love reading your comments because they're so intelligent, so full of deep reflection. It's just every time when I publish a video, I usually wait a few hours and then I pour myself coffee, make myself some kind of form of like snacks or dessert, and I just sit down to read comments because this is just such a treat. It's so interesting, and it's such a great feeling. It gives me so much thoughts about future videos, and it's amazing. Anyway, thank you so much for those of you who keep bringing feedback, who gives me new ideas, who sends me decants, because this is incredible, just incredible way for us to create more back and forth on the platform that mostly assumes kind of like one-to-many type of interaction. So the comments and the exchanges that we do of decants and the little gifts and like and some people send me like 7 perfumes for blind testing, and I try to guess what the perfumes are. It's just such an incredible gift. It's truly the highlight in my life. It's an incredible opportunity for which I'm really grateful to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll share this video with other perfume lovers if you found it entertaining or helpful, or both. And yeah, I'll be waiting for your feedback. I'll see you in the next video.